What's up, everybody? This is Siberian Tiger coming at you with a quick review for the Sideshow Collectibles Darth Malgus premium format figure. This is an older statue, but it still holds up today for sure. It's a beautiful piece. It's a character, obviously Darth Malgus from the it's a PC game called The Old Republic, which I probably played for like 30 seconds, but you know, I usually try to only focus on characters that I know and care about, but this guy is just too cool looking to pass up. You know, the deal I found on eBay was fantastic. Unfortunately, the lightsaber is damaged. You can see there, a lot of times these things crack because there's like basically like a glass or fluorescent tube in there, CCFL, cold cathode fluorescent light. I believe that's what it stands for. Not that this is a science class, but yeah, there's like gas in there and it just lights up, and they're pretty fragile. There's a protective shell on the outside, and all it takes is a little bit of a bend to that to destroy it. So they're a blessing and a curse. They look awesome when they work, but for the time that I would turn it on, which would be few and far between, I figured it was worth just going for it, knowing that it was damaged. Save a lot of money. I know this guy goes for quite a hefty price point, especially with the exclusive. There is an exclusive version. This is the standard version. This head is the standard head. The exclusive version, which I believe was limited to 500. I'm not 100% positive. This one here, the collector's edition, is limited to 1,000. Going back to where my point was that the head for the exclusive is the unmasked one. But another thing for me is like, this is the mask I want. This is the head sculpt that I want to use for this character. It's the definitive version of him. So for me, a lot of times exclusives are make or break. For this one, not so much. Let's start from the bottom up. We got our base here, just the standard issued Sideshow base from the early mid 2000s, I believe. A lot of them had the black matte round edges, and this here something seems like some sort of sewer grate, or who knows. I don't know if this is supposed to be like a metal, but it's a nice burnt orange, brownish, nicely weathered. And moving up to the boots, a lot of the details on this, as far as the weathering goes, are really nicely done. You can see there are parts that I don't care for so much, which I'll get to at the very top. There we go. Let's get some focusing. But here, this is amazing. Like the little, I don't even know the technique you'd use, like the dry brushing or the way it is brushed in. I really do like that. Looks nice. So you got his armor, you got his padded, you know, calf and thigh parts, and then underneath of it, it's almost like a Darth Vader type outfit. I guess he's kind of like a precursor to Darth Vader. So this is where I start to lose, you know, that it's great, like the weathering's great, but it's just like, you could tell it's just someone going the same direction with a little paintbrush continually, and then up here it's almost, you know, it just doesn't make sense. But this is a production piece. It's not like some one person was sitting here painting this one statue. So the assembly line, someone was in the assembly line's job was to paint a bunch of silver lines, and they're all going the same direction. Like I said, this is me nitpicking, but could it be done better? Yeah, but is it really good? It's great, you know, if you're not gonna be anal like I am. But as far as like the statue and the pose, museum pose more or less, basically going out to either force choke someone or shoot some lightning. I will say proportionately his hand is huge compared to, you know, his head. You know, it's almost the same size. You know, it's an artistic licensing, I guess, but I have a lot of other statues that are 1/4 and hands are half that size, but, you know, he was a tall Sith Lord. I think he was close to, I know he's over 7 feet. So compared to other 1/4 statues, he will be taller and more massive. He's got a really cool lightsaber that plugs in, and if it was working, that would be how the electrical supply would be given to it. And there are some light up effects aside from the saber. These two little chest panel lights, the ones on his neck, they are lit up now. It's hard to tell because it's so, you know, it's like a dim light, but when the lights are out, you can really tell, which I'll try to show you at the end of the video. The mouthpiece is also a light up part, and on both wrist gauntlets here and on his other side right here. Really nicely detailed here too, and all the little nodes and buttons, and you know, it could be a Walkman in this thing, I don't know. You can put a tape in there. Old school. He is Old Republic, so probably before CDs. But just give you some more close-up details. You got the contrast. You have the grays and the blacks. Got some sort of armor for his arm. And this cape is optional, but it's definitely adds to the piece. The power button is back here, as well as the power source. There we go. Not focusing too well. But these, I guess the other problem for me, not really a problem, but these shoulder pads are magnetic, which is great. But there's a lot of times where if you don't put them in the right way, they're going to fall off, which did happen, and thank goodness they did not break. But here's the shoulder pad, there's the magnetic attachment area. They're keyed in so you can't get the wrong shoulder into the wrong spot. More of the typical hash lines with the paint. And I found that if you find the spot that it keys into and you just kind of wiggle it in place, it will stay. Otherwise it's just holding on like that, which is kind of wonky. But let me take them both off and show you his head. Again, there's the other one. This one's got a perfect rectangle, whereas this one has a slight curve or angle right there, so that they fit into their particular spots. The cape is also magnetic. There's a magnetic attachment here and here. This is wired, so you can get the desired effect. The shoulder blade protectors can either go underneath of the cape or over the cape. That, you know, depends on your preference. I believe in the game he had them underneath at one point and then over top towards the end of the game. So this is the end game look for me when he has the mask and everything. So I think it makes sense for me to put them on top, and it just looks cooler. Like I said, magnetic, just pulls right off. And then you could see this amazing head sculpt. You know, for its time, this is top of the line. The eyes have the nice yellow. I'll try to get a close look there, and you can see the light up effect. The veins, there's like a blue tint to them, and there's like a pink spot, like where the mask is always attached to his face, and his ears have like a little pink. And of course more vein work there. And yeah, we got some more little spots for the respirator up front. And like some sort of spinal cord attachment. And all these little doodads. And some more vein work. Uncle Fester. Like I said, there's the magnetic attachment spot. There and there. Get some more detailed. It's a shame you can't see how cool the back is. But definitely worth picking up if you can find them for the right price, or if you can afford them for the higher prices. Definitely recommend them. At the time this guy came out, he was considered one of the best, and I guess at this point he is a grail, I guess, for some, and definitely sought after. Like I said, he's limited to 500 for the exclusive, and this one is 1,000. Will they make another one now that Hot Toys just released their figure, 1/6 scale figure? Maybe. He's a pretty popular character, so I think they made a life-size version of this, which is, way out of my price range and the space that I got for my collection. But at this point, all I'm doing is going up and down with the camera and rambling, so I think I can call it quits and say that it's definitely worth picking up if you want them. I appreciate you checking this video out. Feel free to leave some questions or comments. I'd be happy to reply to them when I get the chance. Alright, peace out. Quick video with the lights out. You can see the respirator, mouth parts, the neck parts, chest, gauntlet. And it's a lot of work that they put into this to get the electronics to go, so kudos to Sideshow for not just painting these little red buttons and going for the gold with this one, so to speak. But there you go. Like I said, unfortunately the lightsaber does not work. Maybe I can get that repaired one day. But there you go. Over and out. Bye.